Me and your way have never been in sync. It's a lie. We put on a good show, but honestly, we just hate each other off camera.
Do you remember the time when we were quite literally not in sync? Where we had to count down?
Oh boy, oh boy.
The dark old
the memories
times.
back
The
of
dark
that.
old times.
The darkest of times. Luxury put together a really strong team comp here, I think. I'm surprised to hear our analyst saying the scaling favors SGB. We'll have to get Crincy to explain that at some point, because I think range exists. And Husband, you are a fantastic top laner, but you're going to have to do some magical stuff on Malphite in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit controversial. It kind of depends on where you see the outscaling potential. I think ultra late game, I definitely favor Luxury. I think Caitlyn is, quite honestly, an amazing late game champion. She's not great in the mid game, but ultra late, Caitlyn is actually a hyper carry in my opinion. But in the mid game, if she can't get ahead, she's not amazing. And then Jhin is probably better. Also, CBL taking horrible trades into Karma here. Jhin Karma, basically the immovable object. We are kind of playing the two strongest bot lanes against each other. Caitlyn Lux is known and feared, and Jhin Karma on the other side is just as strong, if not stronger. So I don't expect anything to come down in this bot lane. Jhin is one of the very few champions able to put up a fight against Caitlyn's lane pressure early on. Similar range, very good poke, very good trading. So this bot lane is going to be a fist fight, but I don't expect anyone to die. Just a little bit of pressure traded back and forth. I am very intrigued by this top lane counter pick, because we have seen Malphite come into the meta, especially in the Eastern Leagues, especially in the LPL, I believe, quite a lot as an answer to the Jace. It was talked about yesterday in LEC. I think someone played it as well in LEC, if I remember correctly. So definitely something people have been catching on. And it's one of those cases with all the Jace counter picks. It's the same, basically. Wukong is the same. It does okay in laning fights and then outscales in teamfights, or it's supposed to outscale in teamfights. In my opinion, there comes a point in every Jace game. Oh, Blazes under pressure.
Gonna have to cut you off as Blazes had to flash away. Ooh, BJ Pixels off there. If that Spectral more hits, that's almost certainly a kill. So it's a flash for flash trade.
That's horrific. That's so bad. The game plan said we gank mid lane, we invest a flash, we get a kill, we get Froggy ahead. This is now completely thwarted. Shogun and SGB maybe a little bit overpushed, as Killer Queen is here to punish.
Yeah, but the health bar on CBL is looking a little bit sussy, and Viego's put up his gas, forced them back. Luxury not able to punish.
Well, we'll return to the Jace conversation when it becomes relevant later. But just to say, the last game we did see an amazing Jace, and I don't think he fell off. So let's keep that in mind when we look at Jace later in this game. He's already 12 CS, but he might die to Husband. Nope, never mind.
Yeah, no, not quite. Husmed not being able to find Malphite doing something. Is 10 CS down already. Is going to go back cheetah recall. Well, not actually cheetah recall, but just go for an early recall and then probably a teleport. Jace doing the same. I don't think Malphite cares if he's a bit down in CS though.
Yeah, usually he doesn't. There is always a breakpoint where the CS lead is too big, right? If you fall 30 CS behind by 10 minutes, then it's a cause for worry. But as long as you don't die, as long as you don't give up too many tower plates or even the whole tower, you should be fine. Speaking of giving up tower plates or dying, they are setting up the dive here, and they are first to the play.
That they are. The Rock could be in some trouble, but BJ is here to back him off. But look down on the bottom side as Shogun will claim the first blood. Husband flashing away, can't quite survive. But can BJ turn something around for a kill here? The health bars are very low, and Froggy is going to enter the play. There is absolutely no escape. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. He joins the play, doesn't actually get an assist here. Is he going to flash over this wall? No, he is not. Not that crazy. But in the end, that play comes out SGB favored.
Oh, Froggy's so sad. He wanted that kill so badly. 2 times in a row betrayed by his jungler, who was supposed to gank him early to give him a kill. Now he was supposed to give Froggy the kill, and 2 times BJ betrays him. This time it's much less to the demise of his whole team, because BJ getting ahead is actually quite good as well. But Froggy is now begrudgingly taking the top wave instead. But let's look at this bot lane situation, as, yeah, it's just Karma superiority. Looks like Karma has an easy time dealing with Lux on the bot lane so far. The dive is dicey, Blaze is out of the play immediately, and yeah, then it's just BJ on Viego with some very nice sidesteps, biding his time to go back in.
We come back to line, and there's immediately another play. BJ tries to use that Spectral Maw, but the only Maw that is found is the gaping one of Killer Queen. Blaze is, Coded jumping forward as well. He'll claim one of his own. And that is Luxury firing back on all cylinders.
Why is it every time I say something positive about BJ, he immediately pays me back with an end? What is happening? Not the greatest W usage so far, as what are we looking at? Oh, how did this all transpire in the top lane? BJ just walking in, completely oblivious to Killer Queen's positioning. Well, Froggy tried.
Yeah,
Froggy really tried.
Yeah, Froggy did everything he could there. He popped the ult, he tried to play bodyguard, but the president fell and the Secret Service followed.
How hard is Froggy blaming his jungler in this game? The 3rd time he got betrayed by him. He even tried to flash ult to save his jungler, and then he went down as well. So now 3 times in a row, BJ has kind of forsaken Froggy's positioning, and now Froggy, 20 CS down in lane. It's something we've seen before.
He's been roaming, okay, to be fair. He has been roaming. We will continue to be the Frog Advocacy League here on the VCS English cast. You can't make it stop. Speaking of roaming, though, I want to see when Blazers is going to get out of lane. They called him up once towards that top side, but that wasn't with the ult. It was actually pre-6. Where do you think this first TF ultimate's going to be invested?
It looks like they're going to play around top side mostly, especially also looking at bot lane being in a pretty bad state right now. But Coated is taking a lot of damage. Husband has ultimate. This is in kill range.
Twisted Fate ultimate. Yeah, he's just going to try and turn it around, using the bush there excellently, playing around the vision. The gold card's actually thrown there by Blaze. His husband's going to be able to buy a lot of time. He will inevitably die. Blaze is getting the kill. But a 1-for-1 and use the TF ult, you take that every day of the week.
It's just a misplay from Coated. He's just not familiar with the kill range for Husband. I saw that in an instant. That was kill range. After 2 seconds, I knew he was going to kill him. Because, yeah, that level 6 is quite a bit of burst for Malphite. So, just a misplay as Killer Queen's getting caught. And here comes the crew.
Froggy's already called down the laser. Hearts are broken as Viego moves forward. Froggy will claim that kill. And that is a huge win here for SGB. They already had their bot lane coming up, so they pick up kills. They'll pick up the Herald, and they look lovely here in the early game.
First installment of all the paybacks BJ has to do to Froggy. Finally giving him a kill after completely shutting his own team member down in the early game. But now Froggy, 1-1. He's still behind in kills. He's still behind massively in gold, probably, because Blazes, of course, with the TF passive. That's another kill. At this point in the game. Do we really have to see this again? Coated. Yeah, this is kill range. This right now is kill range. I'm not sure why he doesn't know that, but...
This is really good vision play out from Husband, because he's just trying to stop the gold card being thrown.
Yep, that's a nice detail. Of course, he still goes down. Killer Queen. Killer Queen's Q is a targeted ability. You can't convince me otherwise.
I don't know if you saw that, but he did hit him with the very edge of the hitbox, so it actually turned at the end.
Doesn't matter, he hit.
Hit's a hit.
Yep.
Don't think it really mattered in the end. I don't think Husband was going anywhere. But impressive nonetheless. Killer Queen's mechanical prowess on full display as we return to a bit of a holding pattern. Saigon Buffalo is currently 1,000 gold down, but with a Rift Herald in their pocket, I don't think they're sweating.
Well, the Rift Herald in the pocket is always a little bit of a gamble for the future, right? You have to make it count. We talked about this in the first series today, where you actually need to execute on the Rift Herald. So it's always better to be on the other side, to already be 1k gold ahead. So Luxury in a pretty comfortable position, especially considering Blazes with Teleport and Ultimate can easily counterplay the Rift Ult attempt. So I'm very excited to see what Saigon Buffalo is going to put forward to try and get back into this game. Firstly, they used their bot pressure. Shogun and Taki have been putting in work, so they are something that Saigon Buffalo can count on, and that's the first Dragon. Rift Ult and Dragon secured. As the weaker laning team, that's quite astonishing, honestly.
It really is. And something Quincy was saying, he did clarify what he was talking about in terms of scaling. He thinks Luxury just needed to be ahead. If they weren't ahead, they were going to struggle. And looking at the game, he may well be proven correct, as SGB are currently in a very good spot as the ace in the hole is used just for a little bit of poke. They're trying to regain their position in the lane, because anytime you see Caitlyn unable to shove the wave and mine tower plates, I start getting worried for the K.
Yeah, this was to be expected, though, into Jhin Karma. Jhin Karma is just as potent as Caitlyn Lux, even stronger in this game. And, yeah, I don't want to throw my fellow analyst under the bus. I definitely agree with him, with what he qualified a statement or just elaborated. In the mid-game and at the stage where most...
I'm sorry to cut you off because Froggy's just trying to make a play here. Does get gold carded up. That was a really, really nice play there, using the rush while getting stunned. But unfortunately, it is a Lee Sin, was just able to W out of there. In the end, nothing happened.
Yeah, and just to finish my point before the next point of action comes...
You got about 10 seconds.
I think they should be fine. No, Luxury is setting up the dive. They are on vision, so this is very dangerous. Minion wave is dwindling away, and there's the teleport.
There's a Twisted Fate ultimate as well, though, but Killer Queen's immediately gone in. Karma's already gone
down.
No,
Shogun!
Shogun so low, taken down by the wild card. Truly wiling out here. Blazers running towards the wall, will flash over. Do they follow? I think it's very risky. You're in a 2v4. They don't. They just approach the tower. They're going to try and clear out the wave. B&J has to be careful. They can redive. They can redive your way. There's the gold card thrown out, tagged up by the Q. B&J has immediately fallen. Froggy desperately trying to trade it back. He trades one, but he goes down.
But why? Saigon Buffalo. But why? Why? Saigon Buffalo can just not say no to a fight. They see a fight, they see enemy champions, they need to fight. It's inevitable. Wow. That was horrific from their side. They saw everything. Everything was on full display. They have vision. At this point, they already know about the dive. They can see the people in their
Run away! Run away! What are you doing? Get the hell out of there!
I mean, Killer Queen's Qs are insane. We have to admit that. He hits everything.
It's a targeted ability.
Yeah, it's just not fair. But then again, Saigon Buffalo, you don't have to continue the fight here. You can just walk away. Sure, the wave is small, and it's only a few seconds to redive. There are 4 members. You can see them on the wall. No, you can't actually, but you can assume they're coming. It's just sloppy play. This game is disappointing in the early game. And Saigon Buffalo was... All their composition is about is not falling behind too far in the laning phase. And they're doing exactly that.
Oh, but your way, the replay is over, which means it's time for another fight. Jhin is thunking it in. 2 for 1. 2 picked up there with the curtain call. They back away, though. They don't want to risk potential ganks coming in. They're very scared, and they should be, with Killer Queen hovering down by this crab already. But that's a good little fight back for the Buffalo.
And I think we've just imported the second Korean player ever to the VCS. New mid lane and the LCK Fiesta is here.
Oh, now they have to run, though, because Killer Queen bearing down... He's going to have a teleport. He boots, he kicks. It's too damn easy here for this Lee Sin. Coded is gifted a nice little meal of karma as well. And Luxury have turned on the gas and they're roasting some Buffalo.
What is going on in this game? It's blow for blow. No one is ever going to stop. But in the end, Luxury is still ahead. 2k gold. Now almost 3k gold. So Luxury, everything is going to plan for Luxury. Sure, they might run into slight damage issues, but they're far enough ahead, I think, for Jace to not really be too scared of the Malphite later on in the mid-game, because he's going to invest into armor penetration. Vid is not the strongest Caitlyn ever, and I hate what I'm seeing right now from him. Why are you building lethality into a Malphite composition? Can you please never do that again? But nevertheless, he's still accelerated slightly, so they should be fine when it comes to the mid-game scaling. And Coated, he has to pull his weight. Last game, we had an amazing performance from the top lane Jace. Coated needs to repeat Hasmed's Game 1 performance.
That he does. And Saigon Buffalo, it's just so difficult to play against this composition, particularly when they aren't able to get vision control. They step a foot out of line, suddenly it's bound, suddenly it's trapped, suddenly it's Killer Queen, who actually has to dance away here from this Rift Herald. Good response here by SGB, denying this objective for now.
The Queen re-aggroing. He wants to keep this one leashed. Now, Luxury is actually scattered and could run away, so Killer Queen's alone over there, but Saigon Buffalo is focused on the Dragon instead, which actually makes a lot of sense, because second Herald, not the biggest objective ever, and they are going to get another Dragon, so let's look at the Rift. It's Infernal. That's quite nice, especially with the composition that potentially is a little bit lacking in damage. Suddenly, the full tank Malphite can deal a decent amount of damage as well with his burst rotation. Suddenly, the support Karma is the damage threat too, so I really think this is a huge Dragon pickup if they ever get to the Soul.
Yeah, I completely agree. Mid lane tower under attack. He's actually still alive, just on a tiny little bit of health. They overcommit for it. Coated will go down. The curtains are opened up as well. And look who's here on the backside. It is going to be Froggy taking that free kill onto CBL. Vit and Killer Queen do manage to get away, but they lose two for no real reason.
I have a friend who I've played a lot of games with who plays Lux every game in whatever position he's in, mostly support or mid lane, and he hates watching pro games for Lux because they all int, and I think CBL is no exception. Wow, this is not the performance we were hoping for CBL. So far, a very good split, but his Lux is looking like it needs a lot of tidying up to do.
Yeah, a little bit. I can't disagree. But there's still plenty of game left, because with these kills going back, with this passage of play, suddenly we've got ourselves a very even game. There's about 700 gold in it in the favor of Luxury. It should grow a little bit because Blaze is going to get this tower. But there's two dragons for the Saigon Buffalo. Who do you think is actually ahead right now?
Exactly. This is the point Quincy was talking about. The next 10-15 minutes is where most games end, and this is definitely where the composition of Saigon Buffalo naturally is stronger. Vit is in a horrible position. There's Hasmid. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he's in so much trouble. CBL will be taken down. Vit will be following him to the grave. Killer Queen puts a ward, dashes away. He's just running for his life. And the Buffalo throw another knife.
What is Luxury's bot lane doing? We were praising them so much in the first series, and now they're putting all the bad performances from Winter back in today, and they might just lose the series of their bot lane not performing up to par. Why? You know the teleport is up. This is just really bad communication, really bad summoner tracking from Luxury. The kills, the secure of the kill is so easy for them. Saigon Buffalo has so many jumps. Those squishy champions are nothing to them. And yeah, suddenly Saigon Buffalo with a gold, still deficit actually, but looking at the composition, they are very far ahead right now. The Malphite is on 1.5 items. He is not going to die to the Caitlyn ever. The only one who can damage the Malphite is Coated, and he takes a while. So in team fights, Hasmid can play insanely aggressively, overextend as the front line, and then he has a 5-2 Jhin behind him, who's much more effective at this point in the game than the Caitlyn on the other side.
Look at this, Hasmed. Coated walks in, thinking all high and mighty, and Hasmed just goes, "Oi, mate, nah, I'm on me way. I've got me ult up. It's here. I'm going to give you the rockin'." And he goes over the wall, and Hasmed says, "Get back to Piltover, mate. No one wants you here." And Froggy now coming in on Vit, but does manage to get over the wall. BJ can't find a way in, and he's just going to be the isolated 1v1.
Poor Vit is getting bullied in this game. It's not allowed to play the game today. But much more importantly, Hasmid. The first game was amazing, so we already forgot about his first series. He was one of the liabilities. What a bounce back.
Yeah, well, I think he was 1-6 or 1-7 on Trinity. It was an awful game.
Yeah, and what a bounce back performance for Hasmid. He needs to carry his team to another players. They missed in winter. It was one of the biggest disappointments for everyone. Some people, like me, even had this team in first place for regular season. They ended up in 5th, I believe. So huge, monumental disappointment. And they upgraded one position and still ended up worse. So I think the Saigon Buffaloes here, at least, to put a little bit of a better showing in this split.
We hope so. The more horses that are in the race for those top spots, the better the league is. So I want all of these teams to be popping off, showing us what they can do. Luxury certainly did that in Series 1, and SGB is doing it right here. But do not count Luxury out. They are still ahead in gold. They still have a composition that is here to play. And I think we're in for a great game of League of Legends.
Yeah, I think this game is gonna be really spicy soon. And one thing that's really nice for Saigon Buffalo is already having 2 dragons, because now Luxury is in their mid-game hole. We know all the famous sayings about mid-game Caitlyn, and ideally, if the game is even at this point, ideally you would look at the Caitlyn composition already dominating in the dragon stacking, and even if you say, okay, we're 2 dragons ahead, we can wait. Not the case here. They are forced to contest the dragon, at least the 4th dragon, maybe not the 3rd dragon. And at that point, I wonder if Vit will be relevant. Probably not. It's only 5 minutes from now. He just finished his 2nd item. This is a really bad spot to fight in for Vit. And maybe Luxury can just steal this dragon. That would go a long way. I don't think they should fight.
Yeah, at least it is a big 2-item power spike. The Collector, that discussion often comes down to a 2-item or a 3-item power spike. But let's come back to it because BJ just got lasered. In goes Husband. He only actually managed to knock up 1. The Diana surfs on in. Can't actually...
Okay!
The smite will go down. It's Luxury getting everything. They're so low. Luxury out of nowhere. It's all been a hustle, baby, as they're winning this fight. You said Vit's not relevant? I think he is, mate. I think he is. As he's hunting down onto Shogun. Jin, get out of here. No one likes you. The sheriff's in town.
How did this happen? Luxury, I didn't understand. Luxury is just playing against the run of play of their own composition, and it's working. I'm not sure why, but Coated, the Jace is the pick today. It's Eastern Jace, it's not Western Jace bullshit. We can actually play the Jace over here, and Coated is putting on a show for us in game 2. But how did this all transpire? I think Luxury is just playing nicely with the range advantage. Yeah, look at all the poke coming down, and no one is actually able to do anything. BJ dies to Lux at the start, and Hasmid, crucially, only hitting 1 target with his ultimate. It's Baron, it's Dragon for Luxury, and out of nowhere, 5k gold ahead. There's a lot of gold funneled into Vit and into, yeah, honestly, everyone on their side. So that mid-game hole is patched up real nicely.
Yeah, we have to wonder if there are any guys that can be dudes. Dig them back out of that one. Because SGB, with a terrible, terrible play there, you hate to see it. If you're an SGB fan, Luxury fans are licking their chops. As you said, they now have this 5k gold lead. Froggy is able to get some pressure onto the tower, Killer Queen, if he goes over aggressive. Never mind, as it's actually going to be Froggy that goes aggressive. They want to get this tower real bad. Killer Queen surfs away, does well.
Look at the pings in the mid lane. They are trying to retaliate with a mid lane push. There's no nice flank ward, unfortunately. There's one. There's one where Lux is right now. I'm not sure if she's clearing the ward. I think she did spot the ward, so no good teleport location to maybe get a flank going for Hasmid. Some accelerated gameplay. That's a teleport invested just for an outer tower. They really want to get rid of all the outer structures to move freely between, especially the dragon area, because, yeah, Luxury really needs to control the next few dragons. They put a damper on Saigon Buffalo's dragon stacking, and now the items are slowly coming in. 3rd item almost completed for Vit. At 4 items, the Caitlyn is online and close to hypercarry mode, so she's not too far away.
We touched on the Collector issue, and I was going to say, and now I wish I had, because I would have looked really smart, I was going to say he might go double pen, and that's another pen item in his inventory. He's going Collector and LDR. I love this build.
I mean, I still think 3rd item IE is better, but let's see what Hasmid can do. He gets a little bit of movement speed. Okay, for now
nothing at all. Killer Queen dances forward. BJ with a dodge, though, doing well. Lee Sin, be careful. There's a big Malphite.
I like the poppy emote, just trolling them there. Nice to see. But let's check in with Oh, I don't think we have time for that. So let's look at Hasmid. He has flash and ult available. There's a huge target on Vit and CBL. If he can flash ult on top of them.
But here's Froggy. He's found an angle. In he goes. Everfrost can't stop the rock as he comes in. The shutdown onto Twisted Fate gives them the numbers advantage on the map.
Immediate pings on the top lane. Kota is already pushing, but I think he's a little bit... No, the Lee Sin is there to back him up. So anyone going into top lane alone is under huge pressure. Okay, they put Froggy in the bot lane to get a tower on the other side. Cool map rotations here. The VCS has really gotten much better about map play in the off-season. Even in Winter Split we saw glimpses of it, especially accelerated by Cerberus' good macro play. So it's good to see these upper echelon teams adapting. And even though it's still a fistfight league, and we see 28 kills at 25 minutes, we also see glimpses of very good lane assignments, and that makes me very, very happy. The best of both worlds.
It certainly does. Everyone talks about wanting your minor region to get better, and obviously we do, but we don't want it to get slower. There are other leagues I could watch if that's what I wanted. This is something you only get in the VCS. Even the LPL forever, VCS Senior, has slowed down in recent years, which is terrible. It's a bad region, VCS only valid region.
Yeah, I think it's just because the VCS was isolated for such a long time. No one was able to see the superior gameplay from Vietnam because we weren't able to attend international tournaments. But here we have a catch on Malphite. Maybe not the target you want. He just walks away.
No, I don't think it was. Yeah, he just chills. They tried to use Everfrost on Glacial Malphite.
Look at BJ.
You're freezing something that's already frozen. Ooh, that is a little bit dangerous as damage is going in. BJ, he's so deep.
Oh, there we go.
He is so deep. Husmed flying into the backline does get a good knock up there. Can they actually kill Vit? They have to. The curtains have been called, but they can't get him down. The last shot's not quite good enough. Jason's already got two. They answer back with two of their own. Husmed soaking up that ace in the hole.
Vit is trying to lifesteal.
Team has a jungler. Shogun just got smacked by another accelerated shock blast. Husmed wandering forward, trying to play big zone, needs to enable Shogun, but Yulwei, it's a Jin. What's he going to do? That's what he's going to do. He's going to one-shot a Caitlyn, get one shot on his way out, though, and now Taki has to run, but you just can't do it. There's no hope. It's a kill. It's a dragon. Luxury slingshotting even further ahead.
And I think this game is really the perfect example of Caitlyn Jace composition and how they scale. Very strong in the lane phase, not so great at 1 and 1.5 items when they're even, and then really strong once the third item comes in again. Look at the kiting done by Vit here. He gets caught by everything, but he covers so much ground and no one can actually confirm the kill. In the meantime, on the other side, I still haven't really seen what's going on there, but everyone dies so quickly in this game. Shogun really tried his best, but that Q was probably the game decider, or the fight decider at least, because Shogun has to step so far back. He could have poked Killer Queen down if he was full HP still. And he gets another nice kill, but he invested his flash, so I'm not sure if that's worth it, especially with Taki dying afterwards. It's on a nice edge the whole game, but I feel like Luxury has reclaimed control, and dealing with Coated is just so hard, and Vit can't die either.
Yeah, we come back in and there's already another fight starting as Froggy has been tagged up. Rocket Belt's away, but Twisted Fate ultimate is being used.
Husmed? Oh!
Jin shots go across Husmed. The ultimate really doesn't do a huge amount, but it's going to be enough for now to get people low, but they're all going to melt away. The Buffalo have been hunted to extinction, and the last two desperately run, but Luxury are hungry, and they're going to take down the wave, push towards the base.
Yeah, is this already the final push? They do have Lichbane Blazes and level 15 Caitlyn with Lux, with decent damage as well. They might try to end the game here. 18 seconds on B&J. Hasmid isn't there. He doesn't have ultimate either. Yeah, I think they're trying to put in the game and get to game 3 already. Shogun can't really do much.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. Just break the neck. Don't take any unnecessary risks. They whip across all the damage, but it doesn't matter because what matters is the health on the Nexus, and it is at 0.